Okay, hello everybody. Today we're here in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 in the Cessna 152. We have a 70 nautical mile flight from 22 November, Jake Arner Memorial, an untowered field not far from Allentown, Pennsylvania, to Charlie Delta Whiskey, Essex County, a Class Delta in New Jersey underneath the New York Bravo. We'll be flying VFR with real weather with JPLogistics mod for the Cessna and Boris Audio Works for the sounds. Should be an awesome flight, so let's hop into the pilot seat and get started. Today we're flying with Monica and we're carrying a little bit of baggage. Our pre-flight inspection is complete. We'll open up the window and let in a little bit of air. Now we'll verify that our seat belts and shoulder harnesses are secure. Looks good there on Monica and on me. We'll head down here to the fuel shutoff valve and turn that on. Now we'll head down here and verify that our switches are all off and our circuit breakers are all in. We'll get the throttle all the way out, mixtures to idle cutoff, feet on the brake, parking brakes set. Mixture into full rich. Prime it, 3 strokes. Crack the throttle. Check that the prop area is clear. Clear prop. Head back down here. We'll get the battery master on and turn on the beacon to let people know we're about to start. Feet are on the brakes. Turn over the ignition. And we've got a good start. You can see that we do have oil pressure and RPMs are at 1,000. Next we'll lean the mixture for ground operations. That looks good. And we'll head up here and get our avionics on. No GPS today, so we are a slant alpha. We've got a COM1, COM2, NAV1, NAV2 radio, a DME, and an ADF that we can use. The nearest towered field that we can get an ATIS from is Allentown, and since we're running with live weather, we'll tune into liveatc.net and get the live ATIS from them.
We have Valley International Airport information, Echo 1751 Zulu, wind 320 at 10, visibility 10, 3,500 scattered, temperature 9er, dew point 0, altimeter 29er, 89er, visual approach and use, landing and departing runway 24, approach to intersect your runway.
Alright, as we get the altimeter dialed in, let's open up for flight and I'll take you through the flight brief. So we have a fairly straight line flight path with turns at the beginning and the end using VFR reporting points. To the north, we have an air met for mountain obscuration, and to the east, an air met for turbulence. Neither are in our flight path, however. If we zoom back to 22 November Jake Arner, tap on the airport and bring up the info, we can take a look at the weather. So currently winds are 260 at 4, clouds clear below 12,000, temperature 8, dew point 0. Future weather is 310 at 12, scattered at 4,000, so windier with lower clouds. If we tap on the winds, remember temp is 8, dew point 0. Well, we're at the dew point at 3,000 and 9,000 with a temperature inversion where it actually gets warmer at 6,000. So we could have clouds both at 3,000 and 9,000. Looking at the best runway, currently it's 26, but of course we'll check the windsock when we depart. On departure, we're going to fly northeast to Beltsville Lake, giant VFR reporting point. Then we're going to turn onto our main heading. Our first waypoint is Broadheadsville on the left. We'll be looking for that. Then we'll overfly Bangor, which is a great VFR reporting point. We'll cross the Delaware River. You can't miss that. Next, we're looking for Interstate 80, which we will cross. Continuing on, we'll look for Waterloo Lakes, and then we've got a giant lake, which is Lake Hepatcong, with Dover on our right. We'll continue to a smaller lake, which is Lake Valhalla. And then we'll turn, putting ourselves on the 45-degree entry for Essex County and contact tower for our pattern entry assignment. If we tap on Essex County and bring up the wind, you can see it's pretty windy. 310 gusting 19. Skies are clear, dew point -2. Best runway is runway 28 currently. Since it's Thanksgiving Day and we're flying near New York, there is a TFR in effect for the Macy's Thanksgiving Parade, complete with a threat of interception by jet fighters should you breach it. Alright, let's make our CTEF call. Jake Arner traffic, Cessna 565 Whiskey, taxi from the ramp to runway 26, Jake Arner. Now once we get the windsock in view, we'll see which runway is actually in use. This is the default airport with a couple modifications I made to add a little bit more realism. We're running with Rex AccuSeason Advanced, giving us these awesome fall colors. Alright, and there is the windsock, and it is not pointing to 26, but it's pointing to runway 8, so let's make a correction. Alright, we'll stop up here at the hold short lines for runway 8, and we'll do our run-up. Get the mixture into full rich for the run-up. Next we'll check that our flight controls are free and correct. They are. Alright, we've got throttle to 1700, mag left. Oh, that doesn't sound good. Back to both. Go over to mag right. Also not sounding good. Back to both. So I'll assume foul spark plugs and lean the mixture are going to bring the RPMs up to about 2,000, run it that way 30 to 60 seconds, and see if we could clean those up. In the meantime, I'll open up ForeFlight, go through the checklists for bad magneto, fouled spark plugs, carb heat, and we'll see what we can find. Alright, a minute's gone by, so we'll go back to full rich, we'll bring in the RPMs to 1700, and we'll try it again. I'm running with the JPLogistics mod and the Boris Audio Works mod. Not sure if there's some interaction between the two of them, or if this is an actual simulated failure. Alright, and that still sounds bad. So next thing I'll try, and the last thing, is to pull carb heat on, see if we've got some carb ice, and let that run hot for a minute to try to melt it. In real life, I think I would bring this back to the ramp at this point, because that doesn't sound good to me. But if I can't find anything wrong in the sim, and I'm not really seeing anything in the RPM drops with this, maybe it's a glitch. So I'm going to run with it, and we'll see what happens in this video. Jake Arner traffic, Cessna 565 Whiskey, departing runway 8. We'll be doing a straight out departure, climbing to 3,500, Jake Arner. We'll get our window closed here and latched. See that traffic is clear on the left. We already verified that traffic is clear on the right. Release the brakes. And game on.
Requesting descent to 3,500.
So it's not too windy right now, but you can see that it's getting windier over the course of our flight, and it's going to be downright gusty as we arrive at Essex County. So it should be a bit of a spicy landing. We'll see how that goes. As we're lining up here and rolling out on runway 8, the engine sounds fine. I was really only hearing that pulsing sound when I turned off one of the magnetos. Again, I would not take off like this in real life. We're just doing an experiment here in the sim to see what happens. Alright, we are up. Our initial heading is 090, we're flying 080, so it's essentially a straight out departure. We'll do a slight turn, and we're going to look for our initial lake, which we should be able to see right at pattern altitude here because it's huge and just a few miles away. In the background, we've got liveatc.net streaming Allentown approach, which we're monitoring on COM2. Alright, everything is looking good, so we'll make our initial turn here. And let's sit back and enjoy that awesome flight simulator scenery. Alright, we had a good 10 knot gusting crosswind that I needed to crab into and do a side slip to line up with the runway. To see me do a real life crosswind landing with the added difficulty of actual failed flaps, check out this video above. It turned out that the magnetos for this flight didn't give us any grief, so if you know if that's a feature or a glitch for the C152 with the various mods, leave me a comment. I hope you like realistic general aviation flying like this. If you do, be sure to click that like button, leave me a comment, and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks, as always, for flying along with me, and stay tuned for further flight adventures.